Hi friends, today we are going to discuss Cambridge IGCSE Biology. It's for grade 10. The paper code is 0610/21. It is the past paper from May-June 2022. This paper is paper 2, multiple choice for extended syllabus. In our previous video, we have discussed paper 1 for the core syllabus. The total duration is 45 minutes and we have to write the answer in the answer sheet. Now, the 40 question, it means we have one question maximum to 1 minute. First of all, we'll scroll all over this question. So you may take a screenshot if you like to and pause this video, do the questions and then review your answer after that. So first we will scroll over all the question and then after that we'll do the discussions of the answer with clear explanation. Now this is question number 1. This is question number 2. 3. And we move on to question 4. Next is 5 and 6. Here we go, 7 and 8. And then 9 and 10. 9 and then this is 10. And 11. Let me zoom out for 11. So you may take a screenshot of the whole question 11. This is 11. Let's move on to question 12, 13. And this is question 14, 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And here we go, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. Let's move on to 33 and 34. And this is 35. This is the whole question of 35. And this is question 36, 37, 38. Here we go, 39. And this is 39. And last is 40. So that's all. You may pause this video and do the question and then match your answer with our discussions. Now we're going to discuss the answer together. So we start from question number 1. The duration for this video may exceed 45 minutes as we also discuss why is that the answer and with additional explanation. But in the test you must do the whole question within 45 minutes. Question number 1. All living organisms release energy from nutrient molecules within their cells. What is the name of this characteristic? So nutrient, the name will be release energy. So that is the keyword, release energy from nutrient mode. So the keyword is release energy. So the process that release energy is respiration. It's not growth, nutrition is not. It's not sensitivity. So I think number 1 is quite clear. Question 2. Which diagram shows a flower from a monocotyledon? So the characteristic of flower from monocotyledon. Let's check our revision notes. Here is the differences between monocotyledon and dicotyledon. So monocotyledon is single. In here we can see single seed leaf, single cotyledon, and dicotyledon is two cotyledon. Here we can see the two. So it's two seed leaf in here, and we can see that monocot has long narrow leaf and parallel veins, while dicot plants has broad leaf and network of veins, and the vascular bundles are scattered for mono, while the vascular bundles in a ring for dicotyledon. Now the flower parts in multiple of 3 for monocot, 1, 2, 3, and flower parts in multiples of 4 and 5 for dicot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So we have to keep this in mind. Monocot, flower parts multiple in 3. Dicot plants multiples in 4 or 5. Now let's get back to the question. Here we see the flower 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this all multiple of 5 is for the dicotyledon. Then this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is multiple of 3. So our answer will be this, because that is the characteristic of flower from a monocotyledon. I hope that's clear. Question number 3. The diagram shows a cross-section through 2 guard cells of a leaf, which label structures would also be found in an animal cells. So the difference between plant cells and animal cells is plant cells have chloroplast, a large vacuole, and cell wall. So we have to choose the one that also we found in animal. It means if we see this is a chloroplast, animal don't have chloroplast. And this is cell wall, animal don't have cell walls. So Y and Z is not, Z is not, Z is not. So the only option is W and X. W is nucleus of the cells, and X is the cell membrane. So that will be our answer. Next, question 4. The diagram shows a cross-section through a leaf, which label shows a tissue. Tissue is a cells, similar cells group and they form tissue. So we have to check. B is cuticles. A is the whole leaf, so it's an organ. Leaf is an organ. D is the stomata. And C is the mesophyll cells or mesophyll layers. So this consists of similar types of mesophyll cells that form mesophyll layers. So C will be our answer for this. Next, question 5. Which statement describes the net movement of particles during division? So we know diffusion is from high concentration to low concentration down a concentration gradient. So you have to choose from high to low, and that is A or B. Now down a concentration or against, so diffusion will be down. So that will be 5A. Question 6. The diagram shows a section through a mesophyll cell of a leaf. Which part is partially permeable. Partially permeable is cell membrane. It will be A is cell wall, B is cell membrane, C is chloroplast, D is big vac wall. So the answer will be B, as B is the cell membrane. Next will be question 7. What are the smaller basic unit of starch and glycogen molecules? So starch and glycogens, they are carbohydrate. Starch consists of glucose, so we have to choose between C and D, while glycogen is also consists of glucose. Now, fatty acid and glycerol is the basic unit for lipid. So our answer will be D. I hope that's clear. If you have any doubts or questions, please feel free to write in the Susan Hira YouTube channel. Write in the comment section. We'll surely reply to you with that specific topic with another video to make it clear. Question 8. In the length of DNA, 20% of the bases were T. What is the percentage of base G in the length of DNA? So let's check the structures of DNA. Here we go. This is the structures of DNA. This double helix, and T in here is red. It's a base pair with adenine. So red and yellow, and C with G. C with G. So thymine always pair with adenine. TA. T is the first letter A, and cytosine pair with guanine. C with G. C with G. Cytosine C, guanine G. So if we check in here, T is for thymine, 20%. T will pair with A, adenine, and TA and CG. So we see if 20% of T admin is 20% of A, and there is C and G will form the rest. So if this is total up to 20 and 20 will make 40, then 100% minus 40 we will get 60%. 60% is for total of C and G, so it will be 30%. 60% divided by 2 of C and 30% of guanine. So the G will be in here is 30%. So if you have no clue of what I'm talking about, you may write in the comment section. We will reply to you for further explanation about DNA. But why T pairs with A and C pairs with G, then how to count this. If you open this video through Susan Hira YouTube channel. Okay, question 9. Some terms used to describe enzyme controlled reaction are listed. Number 1, catalyst, product, protein, substrate. Which term describe an enzyme? So enzyme is protein and is also catalyst. 1 and 3 might be correct. Enzyme is not included in the substrate, and enzyme is, so 4 is wrong. And enzyme is not included in the product, so 2 is wrong. Enzyme is a catalyst that speeds up the metabolism reaction. It is a protein and it is not included in the product, but it binds with the substrate. I hope it's clear. Question 10. Which statement describes the effect of temperatures on enzyme? So since enzymes, they are proteins, so they cannot stand the high temperature. High temperature will denature enzyme. Now it's between A and B. So making it not easy, making it difficult for substrate molecules to fit into the active site, because enzyme and substrate use the principle of a lock and key. So it will be difficult for substrate to fit into the active site of enzyme. Question 10 will be A. Or question 11. Tomato fruit production was measured in 5 different environmental conditions. Question. What is the correct conclusion for the data shown in the graph? A. There are no limiting factors in 1. So tomato production is the lowest. B. Temperature is the limiting factor in 3. And here, if temperature is the limiting factor in 3, then it is heated glass house, same with 4, but 4 is more because there is supply of excess carbon dioxide. So in 3, it is limited by carbon dioxide, so not temperature. Since we see 3 and 4 have the same temperature, but 4 is more because there is excess supply of carbon dioxide. So the one that limit the result in 3 is the carbon dioxide, not temperature. C. Carbon dioxide is the limiting factor in all 5 environmental conditions. If all 5 is carbon dioxide, no, we see number 5, it is same heated glass house with carbon dioxide. So it's supposed to be the same if this is carbon dioxide as the limiting factor. But number 5 has more tomato fruit production since there's additional light source. So it's not carbon dioxide for all, but for 4, the limiting factor is the light source. So this will be wrong. So this question 11, the only possible answer will be D. Now why D is correct? Light is the limiting factors in 4 because 4 and 5 has the same heated glass house and excess supply of carbon dioxide, but in 5 the production is more since in 5 it is given artificial light source. So light is the limiting factor that cause number 4 to be less compared to 5. That will be the answer. Number 11 is D. Let's move on to question 12. How do the air spaces in the spongy mesophyll of a leaf help to adapt it for photosynthesis? Spongy mesophyll. These are the structures of spongy mesophyll. It contains air spaces. You can see the air cavity. So that will be allow carbon dioxide to diffuse through leaf more rapidly. So the answer will be B. Not storing oxygen, not increasing the surface area. This is not. So the question is B for question 12. Question 13, what is the dietary importance of fiber in humans? So fibers is B, to help food move through the alimentary canal. For growth and repair of cells, that is the function of protein. To maintain strong bones and teeth, that is for calcium. To provide energy, that is carbohydrate and fat. So this is fiber. 13 is B. Question 14, in which part of alimentary canal does ingestion take place? Ingestion means the process of food take into the body. So it will be starting from the mouth. I think that's clear. Question 15, a non-woody plant stem is placed in water containing a red dye. It is left for 1 day and then a section of the stem is examined using a microscope. Which tissue is stained red? So the tissue that's stained red will be the xylem, because xylem absorb water and transfer to upper part of the plant. So if we see, this is the cross section, the xylem will be the inner part, xylem. This one will be phloem, and this will be epidermis, and here is cortex. So we see from the answer here, it will be D, because D is this one, xylem. B will be phloem, A will be the epidermis, and C will be the cortex. Alright, question number 16. The diagram shows a cross-section through a leaf. Which cells will most water evaporate during transpiration? It will be spongy mesophyll. So the A is palisade, B is, and C, it will be the vascular bundle. You can see B and C is here, and D will be spongy mesophyll. So it will be D for question 16. Let's move on to question 17. The diagram shows a circulatory system of a fish, heart, gills, and body. Where in the circulatory system is the oxygen concentration the lowest? So lowest will be in fish. Gills is like for filtering the blood. So this is the blood circulation of fish. This is gills capillary. From gills, the blood that leaves the gills is rich in oxygen, and it's supplied to the whole body. And from the whole body, the blue is vein, oxygen, poor blood go back to the heart, and from heart it's being exchanged, the gases, to in gills. So gills is for gases exchange in fish. So the one that has less oxygen will be before entering the gills. So let's see. Lowest will in before entering the gills. It will be X 17. So our answer will be X only, because lowest. So from the gill is rich in oxygen and supply to the body. So from the body to the heart, and then but X is still the lowest in oxygen concentration. Question 17 is done. Now we move to question 18. What is the function of lymphatic system? Is it absorption of glucose, blood clotting, that's for platelet, circulation of body fluids, let's keep this, temperature regulation? Now let's check. Well, lymphatic system is a collection of lymph vessels. It has three main roles: fluid balance, return tissue fluid to the blood, protection from infection by produced white blood cells, and absorption of fat. So this is lymphatic capillaries. So tissue fluid, return the tissue fluid to the blood. That will be here. So it's related to tissue fluid, and so our answer will be circulation of body fluid. So question 18 is done. Now we move to 19. The graph shows the response of the body to vaccination, X concentration in the blood. So this is vaccination. It goes to the peak here. After vaccination, which word should be used to replace the letter X? It will be the antibody. If X is the weakened virus or microorganism, then it will trigger the body to produce antibody, and it will reach the peak after some time. So it will be antibody. Question 20. Which cells produce mucus? So this is the pictures. Mucus is produced by goblet cells. This is the cilia, the cell membrane. This is the nucleus. So this mechanism is to protect the breathing system. The mucus is produced by goblet cells and trap bacteria, dust particles, and the cilia bead and push the mucus away from the lungs towards the throat. So that's how it works. Trap bacteria, and the cilia will push the mucus away towards the throat to protect the lungs. So goblet cells is the answer. Question 20. Now question 21. Which row shows a change that occurs during ventilation? So ventilation will be, there is inspiration, air take in, and expiration, air released out of the body. So this is inspiration, this is expiration. In inspiration, so the air goes in, enter the lungs, chest has to expand, and the volume of the chest increase, while the breathing out or expiration, the air goes out from the nose, and what happens is the chest contract and the volume is smaller. You can see this is big, this is small, so you can push the air out through the nose or mouth. So the right answer will be expiration is release of gas. So thorax is increased, it has to be increased to push the air out of the mouth or through the nose, and thorax volume decrease, it should be correct, and air movement out. So 21 B is correct. Wow, this is not decrease. Well, for inspiration is breathing in, the chest expand, and the pressure will be decreased if the chest expand. Pressure will be decreased, it's correct. Thorax volume increase, correct, but the air movement is in, not out, so there will be a mistake here. Okay, now let's move on to question 22. What is the balanced chemical equation for anaerobic respiration in yeast? We have to remember yeast produce alcohol, so we have to choose the one that produces alcohol. And alcohol with what? We have to remember alcohol with, for yeast, is carbon dioxide. So it should be C for 22. Question 23. Which statement correctly explain the difference in glucose concentration in the kidney tubule between X and Y? So from glomerulus, this one, the small molecules such as glucose, salt, and urea squeeze out of blood into the Bowman capsule. But in here, there is a reabsorption of substance such as glucose back to the blood. So if we see from here, X will be the glucose from glomerulus is squeezed into Bowman capsule. The concentration of sugar is higher at X, and then after that there is reabsorption of sugar, so in Y will be lower because the glucose has been actively reabsorbed out of the kidney tubule. So this is not by osmosis but by active transport. So B is correct. Glucose concentration is higher at X compared to Y, because in Y the glucose has been reabsorbed back to the blood. This is wrong, this is wrong. That will be question 23. The answer is B. Question 24. Wherein the eye is greatest concentration of cells that allow humans to see color? Well, it's A, B, C, and D. So this is the diagram of eyes. This one will be the retina, contain light receptor. Fovea provides clearest vision here. So B will be optic nerve, C will be fovea, B will be retina. So the one that greatest concentration to see color is fovea, so it will be C for question 24. As you can see that fovea is the area provides clearest vision, so that one will be optic nerve is to carry impulse from eyes to brain, so that will be different. And retina contains light receptor, so the one with color will be fovea. See color. Question 25. A scientist investigated the effect of drinking ice water on skin temperature. They drank a large volume of ice water and monitored the temperature of their skin. The results are shown on the graph. So, question: which explanation of the change in skin temperature during the first 10 minutes is correct? You see, first 10 minutes here is the lowest, the temperature of the skin. So, temperature lowest because less blood flow near the surface of the skin, so it will be vasoconstriction, or question 25. Which one is it, A or B? Occur? Well, it will reduce blood flow through the skin, so pressure will be uh, lower, so that will be B. So as blood is prevented from flowing to the skin, so the skin temperature will be lower. So vasoconstriction is reducing blood. If you have any question about vasoconstriction and dilation, please feel free to write in the comment section in Susan Hero YouTube channel. Question 26. An experiment was set up to investigate the growth of shoots in different conditions as shown. Shoot tip removed here, foil cap, direction of light. Which diagram shows the result that would be seen a few days later? So in here we see that phototropism happens when the auxin hormone at the tip responds to the direction of light. So in here the tip, so this one will bend towards the light. So A, B, C is correct for the left one. For the middle one, as the shoot tip is removed, so it will remain like this. And then the foil cap, it means the auxin hormone is covered. So it will not bend anywhere, but it will grow just upright. So this will be between B and D. We choose D because this, you can see, is grow longer. Now this one is bending here, so we choose D. For question 26. Question 27. An advisor was presented with a list of statements for a discussion group with potential parents who were considering using individual fertilization to start a family. Which statement about IVF are correct? IVF is available to everyone. IVF is 100% successful and therefore always leads to pregnancy. So this will be wrong. It's not always successful. Two will be wrong. Now, IVF provides opportunity for single parent to have family. This might be correct. IVF is not expensive and everyone can afford. No, IVF is still very expensive. So our only option is D, 3 and 5. So 3 is correct. 5, sperm or egg donation may be involved, which means the couple are not always the biological parents. So 3 and 5 will be correct for 27. Question 28. Which sequence of structure does a pollen tip grow through in a flower? So in here we see as the pollen land on stigma, a tube grows. It grows first from stigma, then through the style, and then reaching the ovary, and then through the ovule. So that will be the order. So the one will be 28 will be stigma, style, ovary, ovule, dot. That will be C. Let's move on to question 29. Question 29. The diagram shows some of the events of menstrual cycle in which shaded zone of the cycle would progesterone. 29. The diagram shows some of the events of the menstrual cycle in which shaded zone will be of cycle would progesterone levels be the highest. Is it A, day 1, B, day 7, C, day 14, and D, day 21? Well, this is the diagram of estrogen and progesterone hormone during the menstrual cycle, day 1 to day 28. So the estrogen level will be the highest at its peaks near the ovulation, so near day 14, and the progesterone level will be the highest after the ovulation between day 14 and 28. with the purpose of maintaining the lining if pregnancy happens. So progesterone level will be highest in section D for question 29. Question 30. What is needed in the cytoplasm to make protein at a ribosome? So at ribosome it needs mRNA, uh, and then amino acid for translate and make into protein, that is polypeptide. So what is required is mRNA and amino acid. This is the amino acid that make the protein, and this is the mRNA that transcript the code from the DNA. So T with A with U, C with G, and then this code will actually 3 code is for one type of amino acid. Then the long chain of amino acid will form protein. So that will be 30 will be C. Pangolins are mammals. One species of pangolin has 40 chromosomes per body cell. How many chromosomes will a sperm cell from this species of pangolin have? So sperm cell is having half of the total chromosome because it need to fuse with the egg cell. So it will be half of 40 is 20 for 31. Question 32. Which adaptation is shown in the leaves of hydrophytes? Well, hydrophyte is a water plant. The adaptation is it has large air spaces in leaf, it has large leaf, flat leaf, and stomata concentrated on the upper epidermis to increase the rate of evaporation since it is floating on water. Small roots. So that will be the adaptation. So the question will be B. Not contain hairs. Stomata present on the lower knob. Upper thick cuticles and hair present is for the plant that in dry environment, like the cactus. Xerophyte has thick cuticle to reduce the evaporation, and it has stomata in pit with hairs. Now let's see question 33. Sickle cell anemia is a genetic disorder which results in severe illness in homozygous individuals. In some human population, being heterozygous can be beneficial. What could be the reason for this? Heterozygous are not affected. 33A. The beneficial is heterozygous are more resistant to malaria. Okay, that will be the beneficial for question 33. The disorder is caused by dominant. No, recessive is not that. Question 34. Which statement about selective breeding is correct? Selective breeding, it involves humans, so this is wrong. It involves struggle for survival, that is not selective breeding. It involves only one parent, not. It involves parent that possess desirable features, so that would be selective breeding. The parent is selected for its desirable feature. Question 34 is D. Question 35. The diagram shows the water cycle. 4 different processes are numbered. So condensation, evaporation, precipitation, and transpiration. So we see number 2 is from the ocean. It goes up from the cloud. Number 2 will be the evaporation. So they will be correct. The only evaporation number 2. The others is not correct. So the answer must be C. Question 36. 35. The 35 is C. So condensation is number 3. Yes. From the water vapor, it condenses into cloud, and evaporation, and then condensation, and precipitation is it drop as rain. Number 1, and transpiration is from the plant, the water is evaporated through the air atmosphere. So question 35 is C. Question 36 now. Question 36. A herd of red deer live in the forest that contains snakes and a large variety of birds. Which group of organism is an example of a population? All animal is not the population. Population consists of the same type of animal. A red deer in a forest, it will be correct for 36B. All organism, no. All the plants, no. Okay, now let's see question 37. With which kingdom do bacteria share the same genetic code? So bacteria contain DNA. DNA is the genetic code for bacteria. So DNA is also genetic code for human. So this is the genetic code for human, animals, and other organisms. So the same genetic code because it's same DNA is. So question 37 is A, because it's all the same DNA. Same structures is made from DNA, but not same DNA exactly. They are made from the same DNA. These are the four kingdoms of organisms, where bacteria is in the monomer. So 37 is A. Question 38. Which process makes use of genetically engineered organism? Genetically engineered organism is using bacteria to produce medicine or vaccine. So in here it will be a bacteria, use bacteria to produce insulin. Question 39. What is the reason for conserving plant species? Plant species, we need to preserve plant species, so because some plant species contain drugs for medicinal use. Question 39 is there. Now 40. The food web shows the feeding relationship in a woodland. If all chaffinches in a food web die, which effect would this have? If all chaffinches die, it means the caterpillar will be more, and more caterpillar will eat more tree. The amount of damaged tree will increase. That should be correct. We'll keep this answer. The food supply for gray squirrel will increase. No, the trees will be less, so the food supply will decrease. Number of wood pigeon will increase. Trees decrease, so wood pigeon will be decreased. The population of caterpillars will decrease. No, it will increase since there's no predator for caterpillar. So the only option is A. Now we'll scroll over the question from question 1 till 40. If you would like to take a screenshot and match your answer. This is question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is A. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. If you have any doubts or inquiry or question or idea, please feel free to write in the comment section in Susan YouTube channel. So today we have discussed biology past paper IGCSE for grade 10. Is from May-June 2022 past paper. The paper code 0610/21 extended syllabus, paper 2 multiple choice question. Please do check link in the description. Don't miss this because you'll find all other useful links for other subjects for IGCSE. And ring the bell so you'll be first to be notified because we'll keep updating our resources every week. And don't forget to subscribe and like and share to anybody who might need this, because that means a lot to us to keep us access and produce more video like this. So today's discussion is conducted by Study with Tuition Online. We cater for all this program and subject. If you're interested to join or take private tuition with us, please email us, and don't forget to check link in the description and ring the bell. Bye bye and see you in the next video. We hope today's discussion is helpful to you, please write down in the comment section. If you have any idea, input, request, or question, we'll surely reply to you. Bye bye, and see you in the next video. And God bless you.